misty mountains cold.
Visit a very wise person today. His name is Buron. Now I need you guys to come in pairs of 2, not more, and I need you to come at intervals of 5 minutes because he'll get very angry if we come more than that. Now, Bomber will do for 2 because he's one of the fattest here. Okay, Mr. Bilbo Baggins, let's come around this way. There's a gate over here. Okay, Mr. Baggins, this way. Just be calm.
Who are you and what do you want?
I am Gandalf, the Great Wizard.
Never heard of him. And what is this little fellow?
That is Mr. Bilbo Baggins, a hobbit of good nature, family, and unimpeachable reputation.
At your service.
I am a wizard. I have heard of you. If you have not heard of me, perhaps you have heard of my good cousin, Ragast. He lives in the southern parts of Mirkwood.
Yes, a good fellow as the wizards go. I used to see him now and again. Now I know who you are, or who you say you are, but what do you want?
Truth, we have lost our luggage and nearly lost our way, and are rather in need of your help, or at least of advice. I may say we rather a bad time with the goblins in the mountains.
Goblins? Oh, so you've been having trouble with them now. Why did you go near them?
We did not mean to. They kind of surprised at the height of our pass that we had to cross in order to get to where we were going. It's a long story.
Then you'd better come inside and tell me some of the story, if it won't take all day. Come on in, Gandalf and Bilbo, this is my house.
This is a very lovely house you have here, Buron.
Well, thank you, Gandalf.
It's just great. It's totally good.
Well, thanks, Bilbo. Now, tell me about the story you guys have.
Well, it kind of starts off at his house, so I'll let Bilbo take it away.
Well, like the day before, Gandalf came to my house, those folks in the back of, and he was like, hey, we're going to come over to your house tomorrow. I thought he was joking, but I said yes anyways. Next day, the dwarves keep coming in. I have to feed all these dwarves. They eat like freaking mongrels. What am I going to do? I wasn't happy about it. I'm not much of an adventurer. It's kind of weird in my house. But, as the night progressed, I decided I want to go on an adventure.
I'm going to stop you right there, but basically he did a great job feeding us that night, and right now he's taking a great interest in our adventure. It all started off when we made it to the Trolls Clearing, when we encountered our first kind of enemies, and when we got there, we took down those trolls pretty easily, and we were able to require some of their swords. And we used those through most of the adventure, but that will come at a later time in this story. Once we got out of there, we got to this elf clearing, and we met this wise elf known as Elrond. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he can read these letters. That are like, you can only see them when you hold it up to the moon at a specific phase of the moon, and that kind of would tell us where our stolen treasure is at the Lonely Mountain. Now that's where we're planning on heading and going to defeat the dragon Smog and get our stolen treasure back from him. Bilbo, up to this point, has been doing a great job. Is there anything else you have to say?
Like when we saw the light in the forest, I had to go check it out. Turned out the trolls. And we all got ended up captured. Gandalf here, the most powerful wizard, saved us all and rescued us.
Thor and Oakshield at your service.
Dory, at your service.
Oh, just come in.
Sorry for the interruption. That's Thorin and Doran.
Okay, now go on with your story.
Okay, well, we continue our journey to the Misty Mountains. And once we get there, we went and scouted the place out to find a nice safe cave, or what we thought to be a safe cave. Once we got there, it looked very cozy inside, and we decided to make refuge there. But during the night, Bilbo can tell you exactly what happened.
So during the night, I noticed goblins coming. We all got kidnapped through the wall. And
now, when we got down there to their chamber, the Goblin chamber, it was pretty dark in there. You really couldn't see much. But the Great Goblin was there talking to Thorin over there, and basically Thorin just told the Great Goblin that they didn't mean any harm. They're sorry for because that was our front porch right there where we kind of took refuge in, and we just kind of told him that we were sorry. But then he noticed that we had the swords known as the Orcust and the Glamstring, which are 2 goblin slaying swords that they have a huge history with the goblins, and they got infuriated when they saw that. And that's when they started coming at us. But I, the great wizard of all, saved them from that when I kind of made it dark in there. They couldn't see, even the goblins couldn't even see, and we rushed up a passageway going up there. But Balin, who was carrying Bilbo, dropped them by accident, and that's when we kind of lost Bilbo. You can tell us your story, what happened in there when we lost you.
Nori at your service.
Ori at your service.
Oh, two more. Just come in, come in. Go on with your story.
So, you know, Balin dropped me off. I hit my head on a rock, so I got knocked unconscious. And the rest of the party went ahead. So, it was pitch black, I couldn't see. I was, like, going through the tunnel. Didn't find anything at all. And I kept going down, and I found this, like, lake. And there was this weird creature there called Gollum. He was messed up. He kept saying, "My precious." And we had a riddle battle, and we kept going back and forth. Neither of us would lose. I kind of cheated using my pocket. And Gollum just had enough. They tried to eat me. And I escaped, you know, being a virgin, being all stealthy. Ran out there, found the exit door, and escaped out of the mountain. And I kept going. I saw this valley, and my party is talking how I was gone. And I just sneaked in there, and I pressed them all and shut home because of a ruler I am.
Now, once we regrouped with him, we knew we had to move fast because goblins fight at night a lot. It was daytime, so we had to make as much progress away from the Misty Mountains as we could. But our luck struck again, and a bunch of wargs, which are wolf-like creatures that are allies with the goblins, started coming at us. And basically, we kind of climbed trees. It wasn't really that smart thinking on our part. And they kind of lit fire around the trees, and we were kind of trapped in the trees. When we thought all hope was gone, I was planning on going down there and I started attacking and kill as many as I could before I got killed. But God answered our prayers, and the Lord of the Eagles came, and with a bunch of eagles, and they started taking away all the wargs and all that stuff. And they took my company and myself, and they took us to their eyries where we made refuge, and they gave us some food and a nice resting place for a little bit. And basically we had to say goodbye to them, but we thanked them graciously for helping us through that hard time. Balin at your service.
Go on, extras.
Alright, another two. Just come in, come in. Now, go on with the story.
Well, pretty much after that, we start making our way to your house, and then this is kind of why we're in this state right now. We're just really tired, worn out.
Keely at your service.
Keely at your service.
Why are there so many people coming in here?
Well, you see,
Oin at your service.
Gloin at your service.
Gandalf, how many more people do you have coming to my house?
There's actually 14 of us.
What? Just invite them in.
Come on, guys. Beaufort at your service.
Piper at your service.
Bomber at your service. I just tired of waiting.
I don't need your service, but I bet you need mine. But for that story you guys just had, it was amazing. I don't know if it was true or not, but deserves a feast.
Thank you, Buron. I really appreciate this for me and my company.